Hi, I'm Dave.
Hi, I'm Carrie, and we are one adventure at a time.
We have been living full-time in our self-converted van now for the last 2 years and been traveling full-time for the last year and a half. There are 4 main components that have added flexibility and comfort to our everyday lives.
Yes, and today we want to talk about one of those components, and that is our Nature's Head composting toilet.
In this video, we are going to share with you our experience of the last 2 years. We'll tell you all about how we dump the toilet, how we mix up the composting material, and how we keep the toilet clean all the time.
Yes. Let's get started with the good. So first of all, this toilet does not smell. We have this toilet on a slide that comes out underneath our bed, and when people come in the van, they don't even know that we have a composting toilet in the van. Next, there is no black tank. So there's no harsh chemicals and there's no nasty sewage soup to empty.
What I like about the toilet is it uses no water, and water is very precious to us, especially if we're staying out in a boondocking spot for a couple weeks. Also, the amount of flexibility it gives us. We can stay the night in a parking lot, we can go to a van meetup where there's no toilets around, and we'll feel right at home.
Yeah. And we've even been traveling and gone to use public bathrooms and said, oh no, they're so disgusting. We come back and use our own toilet in the van. Also, what I really love about the composting toilet is it's all self-contained. So if you're not familiar with a composting toilet, there are 2 chambers. There's the number 2 bin and the number 1, the urine bottle. So when you use the toilet, those never mix.
Yeah, just by keeping them separated, that's what keeps the smell away.
Yes. Now our composting toilet will last us a month before we have to dump it. Let's talk about the bad.
The price. It's absolutely the worst part about the entire toilet.
Agreed.
It cost us $940. But I will say, after 2 years, I do think that was worth it.
Once you get over the sticker shock, you will fall in love with a composting toilet. Okay, so the rest of the items on our bad list are really not that bad. So let's start cleaning it. So overall, the composting toilet is fairly easy to clean. After you're done using it, you spray it down and it's good to go. However, when we dump the toilet once a month, we do a thorough cleaning. And the worst part about cleaning this toilet is when you open up this lid and this whole top, when you flip it upside down, it's very hard to clean inside of it. Also, when you dump this toilet, you have to take the entire toilet out to dump it. Okay, that sounds difficult. It really isn't. You unscrew 2 bolts, you take the lid off, you take it outside, and I've gotten actually pretty fast about doing that whole process.
Yeah. All right, so the pee bottle actually fills up fairly quick. And if you don't empty it every 2 days or so, at least for us,
yes,
you have the risk of it overspilling. Okay,
I think everybody who has a Nature Head composting toilet has overfilled the pee bucket at least once. And I'm embarrassed to say we've done it twice.
The other thing that guys will not like about this toilet is you cannot pee standing up. Well, not at least without making a big splattery mess.
So ladies, it's your dream come true. Guys have to sit down to pee.
Now moving on to the ugly.
The urine bucket. Now, the urine container is not completely transparent. So if you're not paying close attention, it's very easy to overfill it. Like I said, we've done it twice. When that happens, when you open up the lid, overflowing urine is going to drain into this catch bucket. Or if you're really not paying attention, it's going to flow back into the number 2 bucket.
It's definitely best to get on a schedule, and we do it every 2 days.
Yes.
And don't take any risk from that, because that is where the worst smell of this whole process comes from.
Yeah, and once you overfill it, you have to take the entire toilet out and at least do a thorough clean or start over. Going on to emptying the urine. Probably the worst smell ever.
Yeah. Never get used to it.
Other than the price, I would say the worst thing about this is actually emptying the urine bucket. Now, when the toilet is in place and the lid is closed, you don't smell urine at all. It's when you open up the lid and you pull the bucket out to empty it, Again, if it's too full, it might slosh out and get on you. So that's ugly. Okay, ladies, the time of month. So when you use this toilet, there's no water. So there's extra cleanup during that time of month. Also, we noticed that over time that our plastic was starting to stain, but we came up with a really good cleaner, or somebody shared a really good cleaner with us that has made a night and day difference.
Okay, diarrhea. Now that's going to be ugly no matter where you're at. But what I found with the composting toilet, it's probably actually less worse than it normally is. So I would not worry about that. Now, if you're sick and you're not feeling good and you're nauseous, I would not throw up in this toilet. Just grab yourself a bag, whatever, but you're going to have to clean the whole thing out if you throw up in it.
Yes, that would be very ugly.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about some tips that we learned along the way. First of all is keeping it clean and removing those stains. And what we've learned, that if you use 70% rubbing alcohol and hydrogen peroxide together in a 1-to-1 mix, we mix those in a spray bottle. We add 10 drops of the peppermint oil just for a smell, and all that together, we just have to spray it on the toilet, and we don't have to scrub it or anything, and it removes whatever stains that are on there and makes it look brand new. We really don't like that vinegar smell with those kind of cleaners, and the vinegar didn't work with the stains at all.
No. And the nice thing about this mixture is you can use it all over the whole van. It's a disinfecting mix that's not harmful. So that has been a night and day change for us. There are a couple different mediums you can use for the composting material in this toilet. You can use sawdust, you can use peat moss, or our favorite is coconut coir. We buy these bricks from Amazon. We love this size. This brick will do 1 month's worth of use. We really like this size because it's really easy to hold 6 months in a very small space in the van.
We've taken our brick of coconut coir and we put it in this 2.5-gallon Ziploc bag and added 4 cups of water. We found out it's best if you wait a day or two even and let the water absorb into that material and then start breaking it down. So you will find a couple clumps, and you do want this material to be dry. You'll want to add more water, but it's best not to. So we'll just go ahead and break it up, any clumps that we find, and then we'll add it into the bin. And that's pretty good. You don't have to get all of them. All right, so the sun came out. It is bright out here, so I apologize for having to wear sunglasses. We want to talk about how we dump the toilet in this section. First of all, I did want to mention toilet paper. So we found that if we put toilet paper in with the solids, that it cuts the use time down to about half. So instead of getting 1 month, we only get 2 months.
2 weeks, yeah.
Or 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
So we like to put the toilet paper in a separate container. If you feel uncomfortable about doing that, you can try using, we have a dog, so we use dog bags for that.
Yeah, and we use this container. It's right next to the toilet. We put our toilet paper in there. We empty it daily so there's no smell. If you do want to use toilet, we would suggest using RV toilet paper. It's not as bulky and it's not going to hang up and take as much room inside the number 2 bin. Also, what I've learned about this is this roll, although it's not super soft, will last you a really long time.
When it comes to dumping the toilet, we put the material in a plastic bag, and if we're in a town, we'll look for a dumpster or a public trash can.
Somewhere where nobody will need to touch it.
If we're out boondocking in a remote area, we'll dig a hole and use all the proper procedure for burying it. And that is the reason why another reason why we don't like to put the toilet paper in the toilet itself.
Yes.
So that will take more time to decompose than it would without the toilet paper.
Okay, now when it comes to dumping the urine bottle. So this is really easy as well. If you're boondocking, you can just go out away from where anybody will be walking, away from any water source, and dump it in a discreet location. Now when you're traveling, all you do is you remove the urine bucket. It has a lid. I suggest buying extra lids so you don't use them. I have a bag that it fits in. You can take this into any rest stop, any porta potty, or any location that has a toilet, and you just hope that nobody really wants to inspect your bag.
Surprise!
Now to empty the composting toilet, you're going to bring the entire toilet outside, undo your side flap. This top part lifts up and slides out. Just set that down out of the way. We're going to use a 13-gallon trash bag. Composting bags are best if you have them. And this fits really snugly around the square solid bin. Now what I have found, if you just dump this now, it creates so much suction that it's hard to get it out. So if you just put a little tiny hole in one of the corners, that eliminates that problem. Now we're going to take it, dump it, give the side a bang. We're going to remove the bag. Give that to you. And that's all it is to emptying it. We forgot to mention, in order for this composting toilet to work properly, you need to have air circulation. And this is already built into the toilet. It's got a fan right here on the side. It comes with the tubing and the power cord.
The toilet itself has a small electric fan built in, and it only draws about 2 or 3 watts, so we leave it on full time and we don't notice the power drain at all. We run a tube from the toilet that goes to the outside of the van right here, and this is where it vents to the outside. I love this composting toilet. It gives us the flexibility and comfort to stay out in remote boondocking locations. It doesn't use any water, and that's very precious. And I just don't have enough good things I could say about it. It makes me feel at home everywhere we go.
Very true. I also like this toilet when we go to van meetups, or if we're traveling on the road and we're staying in parking lots. Sometimes bathrooms are not provided. Sometimes businesses are closed. We never have to worry about finding a bathroom. We have even had to pull over for emergency situation and use this bathroom while we're traveling. So I could not live without this composting toilet.
If you liked this video and thought it was helpful, please give us a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we thank you for watching.
If you would like to support our channel, please consider becoming a patron, or check out our new merchandise at oneadventureatatime.com. We also have stickers available in our website store. Thank you for watching.